I'm back. And I was over my estimate, but there's actually a reason for that. Um, I went to go and book in a COVID vaccine. And I got there, and I asked the person at the counter, like, hey, do you still do those here? And they said no. And I was like, oh, you mean pharmacies aren't handling COVID vaccines anymore? And it's like, well, they don't. And yeah, we had a discussion about it, and I was like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna have to call my GP about that. So I tried to get onto my GP, but I couldn't get a hold of them. So that's why I'm a little late. I'm trying to stay on top of that, because I'm going to be going to PAX, not next weekend, but the weekend after. And I would rather be vaccinated up if I could. I would rather not catch COVID. Which, that reminds me, I need to stock up on N95s. I haven't bought some in a while. Alright. Really quick. I think it might be hitching ever so slightly, but it's whatever. We can deal with that. Alright. I'm just gonna do the rounds real quick before we get back into gameplay. Just make sure I haven't missed anything. We're all good there. What about you? Oof. Yeah, GPU's taking a beating when I'm doing all of that. Actually, you know what? Let me actually, I've got Task Manager. I should be able to find it. Where is Chrome? Have you let go of all your resources? I think you might have. Yes. Okay, good. Alright. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Let me just grab a mouthful before we start. Alright. Let's find out what this big fucking chamber's all about. Well, sorry, sir. Glad I have a dedicated woof button. Oh boy. Why I see, like, a winged figure in the back there? Reminiscent of Garuda? Oh.
All right, then.
No. Come on.
Too slow. Not this time. Too slow. Flames to me! What the hell was that thing? It wasn't like the others.
It would seem this place holds even more secrets than we thought.
Fun. Fun. Oh, actually, you know what? Sorry, 1 second. I realize I didn't start Chrome back up. No, don't load any of that. Fuck off. What? Fuck. Sorry, 1 sec. Alright. Task manager back. There we go. Are we still heading in the right direction? Oh, hold on. Did I not grab that as I came in? What the fuck? Where's the... Oh, I'm completely disoriented now. Oh, we don't have a map even. Where's the mural again? Am I stupid?
Look out!
Clyde, where are you going? What's this?
Lights.
Well, that did something.
Ah. I was gonna say, the game's been pretty good about, like, directing me down hallways and not letting me go back, so... Seeing just a second option through here was, new. Yeah, we have to go through both of those. Oh, yeah, okay, there's the mural, yeah. kinda looks like Garuda. I have the power of Garuda, so potentially I can actually get through there. Being sluggish now that I had to switch the dodge button back, but I do kind of want to try and put myself in a situation I can use the charge attack. And if that means removing my ability to dodge, then yeah. That needed to change.
What have we here?
Another fallen wonder.
So, it isn't a dead end after all.
Apparently not.
I just realized something I cannot see. The uptime, if I had Task Manager where it was. I wonder what this... Oh, this might actually be part of the structures that we saw when Phoenix was fighting Ifrit at the beginning.
It all seems to lead to this room.
And look what's in it.
Pottery.
How old do you suppose this is? 1,000 years? More?
Is that cracked?
I don't know.
It looks similar to the
I've never seen
blade.
anything like it
Sort of.
before.
Well, actually, not really.
Who is that in the middle, do you think? Some sort of god.
Oh, come on, Clive. I guess it could be Diabolos, maybe, but... Feels like it's more likely Garuda. Oh.
You're him. The second dominant of fire. Who are you?
So did the Dominant of Fire just happen to dress exactly like them? What the fuck? god, this is almost exactly like the 14 event. Jesus.
I'm back.
Joshua! Stop it! Please! Stop!
I did this. I killed him.
Joshua chose me to be his shield. He gave me his blessing and asked me to keep him safe. I should have protected him that day. It was my duty.
Clive.
Joshua.
I'm sorry. I failed you.
Joshua died. I killed him.
And I blamed another for what I did. To spare myself the guilt. I feared that by accepting it, I would lose what little was left of me.
Oh,
So
so...
I ran. From everything.
And
Huh.
now? Are you ready to accept the truth?
I am. I know it won't be easy, but it's what I must do. So that Joshua's soul can finally rest in peace.
No matter how bitter the truth that awaits me, I will press on.
Come, Ifrit. Show me who you truly are.
I can't even fight the goddamn fucker. Oh, god damn it.
Not this time.
button again.
Flames to me!
Oh, god damn it. Too early. God damn it.
Not this time.
Why is he turning around? Bro!
Too slow.
There we go. That could have been a lot more epic if it was easier to actually hit the fucker. But no.
Still you deny it. Even when the truth's staring right at you. Come on, Clive. Face your fears.
Too slow.
Welcome back. have a devil trigger, Clive.
I see. You'd have me learn by example. Not this time.
Oh my god.
Not this time.
Oh god. He's on the... He's on the edge of...
Not this time.
Oh no, I fucked that up so bad. God damn it. Oh no.
Too slow. Not this time. Not this time.
Oh. Oh god, I can't let...
Too slow. Too slow. Not this time. No escape, eh? It's all right. I'm done running from you. Together, then. It's time to find out who we are, once and for all.
God.
Show yourself, Ifrit.
Oh, I missed it. Fuck.
Enough. I know the truth of it now. You are not Ifrit. I am.
Power of the icon of Freet made manifest. This shard of crystal is hot to the touch and can be heard to emit a soft hum when held to the ear. Just don't make sure you don't singe your ears. So that was the ending of the 14 thing, and first of all, okay, they definitely hid more than what actually happens in this scene. Also, I guess the implication is less that, like, Joshua's death was a mystery the whole time. Thank you, newest girl. And more that there would be an amount of time that Clive would have to wrestle with the fact that he did it. But, and maybe I'll talk about this when the... actually, no, I'll talk about this after the scene finishes. But I will say, I thought I was going to be madder at the 14 event. I'm a little less mad, but I'm still kind of like, I think you needed to show some of the conclusions there before in that crossover. Like, we've been on the whether or not Clive killed Joshua for, like, 9 hours, I think, of game time. So, like, yeah.
Yes, no, you're well, but sorry. What is that some kind of union? Talia Shreeve.
Accept your fate,
Clive.
Jesus.
Are you alright?
Should sound asleep, but more 16.
Gil. It's nothing. I'll be fine. No more chasing shadows. The hooded man isn't here. We should go.
Hey, Clive, I really think you should look at... Okay. victim. But I feel like that was Garuda.
Are you sure you're all right? Whatever it is, you can tell me.
I had a hard enough time telling myself. I awakened as a dominant of fire, right here in this castle, and I've been running from it ever since. But now I know for certain who I really am. The second icon of fire, who killed my brother and burned this castle to the ground, was me. Ifrit.
Clive.
I took so many lives that night, and destroyed so many more, including yours. And I must atone for the crimes I've committed. But not before I learn the whole truth. How can a second icon of fire even exist? And why was I chosen as its dominant? Who is the hooded man who brought us here? And what does he want? I need to know. And since I'm still breathing, I might as well make myself useful.
We'll find your answers together. I want to learn the truth too. There'll be time enough for atonement when we're done.
I was hoping you'd say that. I don't think I could do this without you. You never were one to hide from the truth. Even when we were young. And you haven't changed a bit.
You're wrong. I have changed. But I don't want to be that person anymore. The things she did were unforgivable. And yet, they're what brought us back together.
Thank you, Jill.
If he is here, then the disturbance I felt at the care must have been confounded. The hour is later than I thought.
Huh? Meanwhile, Castle Dazbog.
Tell me, who did this, or I'll see you suffer the same fate.
The man who delivered the coffer said Sid paid him.
What's in the box?
I let you run amok with the rest of your rats, and this is how you repay me? Find out where he is. I'll crush him, flay him, rip out his heart, him and all his filthy brood, and send every last one of them to hell. Out. Now!
Yes, my lord.
What's in the fucking box? That's not...
Benedicta.
But... Wait, no, didn't Sid leave... What's in the fucking box indeed? Clive has gained control of the icon Ifrit, allowing access to new iconic abilities such as Ignition, a fiery lunge that drives back enemies while dealing continuous damage, as well as unlocking the Limit Gauge. Slots for Ifrit's abilities are shared with those for the Phoenix and can be confirmed via the abilities menu in the thing. Limit Break Gauge is located beneath Clive's HP bar. Release Clive's Inner Beast and Semi-Prime into Ifrit by pressing those when this gauge is full. The gauge fills in battle both by taking damage as well as successfully performing offensive and defensive maneuvers. Semi-priming temporarily grants increased attack potency and speed, gradual HP regeneration, and guard-breaking strikes. Yeah.
So, what next?
We return to Eastpool. I promised the mayor I'd talk to him again. About Lady Hannah, amongst other things.
So...
Though she may be loath to leave, I can't help thinking she'd be safer with Sid too.
Alright, we should arrange an introduction then.
Are we gonna get any music? Okay, great. Thanks, video game. Okay, so... There we go. Okay, sorry. The immediate thing that just happened in this cutscene. So, someone, I presume, decapitated Benedicta's corpse. Or even body. Like, I don't even know if she was alive after that. Clearly she's not anymore, though. Unless someone's doing a very, very elaborate glamour trick. And sent it to Hugo. Someone claiming it was sent by Sid. First off, I don't know if I believe that was sent by Sid. Because that's like poking the bear. Like, why the fuck... Why would you think that's a good idea, given your situation? That seems off to me. Either someone is baiting them into that. Like, either Sid is being very stupid or doing something very specific, or someone's lying that it was from Sid. Second, I didn't even think, like, Benedicta was actually dead. I thought she might have just been passed out, but we haven't seen her since, and there was no mention of her being in the infirmary or anything like that. But as far as I could tell from what happened in the cutscenes there, Sid didn't do that. So either that is actually being obscured for the player, and, you know, keeping that vague, because it might have been Sid. But I don't know what Sid gets out of doing that. But even if, and like, if he was going to send it, I guess he'd probably want to make sure they know it's from him. But given Hugo's reaction, I have to wonder what Sid was thinking? Yeah. Also, to do with the 14 crossover. So, let's talk about what was in the 14 crossover. So, there was a lot of stuff around that was saying Clive is Ifrit, right? And there were 2 Ifrits in the marketing material, so I was like, okay, Clive has Ifrit powers. He's clearly getting other powers too. Probably gets it from Ifrit, or whoever is actually wielding Ifrit. And yeah, that was what I knew going in. And then I did see like the intro sequence or pieces of it, which included the death of the Phoenix. I didn't see how brutal it was either, but yeah, so that was like my limited knowledge. So I was like, I was aware that Ifrit killed Phoenix, and that, you know, it was pretty obvious who the Phoenix was. So when the 14 crossover event happens, it kind of steps through some of those things, and actually gets to the accept the truth thing, except without the semi-priming. But it spells out to you, Clive says, yes, I killed Joshua. Now, at the time, that raised an eyebrow, because I was like, wait, is that, like, meant to be a mystery? Surely they didn't just spoil that there. And there were a couple of people I saw on Twitter, for example, saying, in effect, yeah, that kind of did spoil something. And so the thing I thought in my head was, it spoiled that Clive killed Josh. And it does. The only saving grace here is that, and I can't tell if this is just because I ended up knowing, but like a lot of the emotion from the reveal that Clive actually killed Joshua is kind of robbed from that. And granted, like, the big deal there, from the game's perspective, seems to less be Clive realizing that, and more Clive has to accept the truth. He has to accept what happened. The actual thing there is not the reveal itself, but the emotional state that Clive is put into as a result of that. I still really don't like it. I really don't like that the crossover event hinted me into this particular bit. Because it robs me of a bit where I'm like, okay, that's probably going to be it robs me of that reveal. But it also puts me in a place where, like, I treat the rest of the kind of, like, part of the story there a little bit lesser, because, like, I already knew what the twist was going to be, and when it seems to dwell on it after that, I have to, like, kind of, reverse engineer what was going on that they thought this would make sense. Or to spoil that, specifically. And, like, clearly something else is going on with Joshua. Like, the fact that the Phoenix died at the hands of Ifrit, and the Phoenix was Josh and the Ifrit was Clive, is not, like, the core mystery or driving force of a lot of stuff that's going on. But the mystery, at least initially, is the initial kind of, like, kickoff for the story, right? But, like, and that leaves me wondering, like, why on earth? Like, the opening hours of a game are really important to get the hooks in the player. Like, you know, snappy dialogue, action, whatever you're going to try and do to get the player hooked into this. And yeah, one of the first things that happens in the game that really is meant to be a real narrative hook is the conflict between Ifrit and Phoenix and what that implies. So, spoiling that in 14 is like, I don't understand it. I don't understand why you would do that unless you either A, already knew people were going to know, or B, didn't think it was that big of a deal. But it's the first core thing the narrative focuses on. We need to track down the Dominant of Fire. He was the one that killed Joshua. And it's not true, but the reveal that it was actually Clive is completely lost. So, the narrative hook for the first 8 or 9 hours of the game that I played, gone. I already know the answer to that. I don't know how long it's going to take me to actually beat the game, right? From what I saw, 45 hours is, like, you know, the non-stream time of that. So it might take me, like, 70, right? And in that case, it's, like, a tenth of the game, which, like, I guess you could argue it's, like, less of a problem then. But, like, that's still a really risky move to, like, show people that when it's kind of the first thing that's meant to hook you. And we could go on about Japanese culture and how they treat spoilers and stuff like that, and don't worry, that's not lost on me as part of the reason this is a thing. But I guess the key thing I'd point out here is that, like, I don't like that infecting... Like, if it's in the marketing for that game, sure, fine. But when there's an event in a different game that has a part of FOMO to it, I don't think even if you skipped all the dialogue and stuff that you could miss that Clive is Ifrit, and that's like, well, actually, I guess if you maybe skip the whole thing, and maybe I should have done that, but like, I don't know. Am I meant to just go, oh, I don't know what this game does, so I'll guess this limited time event that I may never see again, I have to skip all of the dialogue through it just to make sure I don't spoil myself on the game I actually want to play later. Like, that robs the fun from the 14 event, if that's what's expected of me, to make sure I don't get spoiled on something. Like, if it went through the marketing materials and that was it, and it just, like, reiterated it, it's like, okay, yeah, sure. Like, the information that is revealed is part of the marketing material. If you weren't going to look at the marketing material, don't look at this thing as well. But I looked at the marketing material, so I thought, oh yeah, I'll be safe. It's not gonna... Surely, it would not reveal the answer to one of the key mysteries that kicks off the entire game. But it did. And I don't care if people think that is not a spoiler, given how early it is in the game. I don't care if you think that, I don't care if you think that, you know, just because it's a minor mystery in the grand scheme of things, or there clearly is more to all of that scenario than is shown there, I don't like it. I don't like it. And there was no real, like, show or knowledge or acknowledgement that you might not want to play it if you don't want to be spoiled. Yeah, fuck me, dude. Actually, wait, I'll wait until I get into dialogue. A fire-aspected icon that first emerged in the year the realm 860, when Imperial forces attacked the Rosarian stronghold of Phoenix Gate. Clad in infernal flame, the fiendish creature flung itself against the Phoenix, overpowering the icon with a strength and ferocity never seen before. Its reappearance was to usher in a second shocking revelation, that its dominant was none other than Clive Rossfield. An Imperial bearer turned deserter, he and his childhood friend Jill journey to their homeland of Rosaria to learn the truth of the events that shaped their histories. Their path takes them through the village of Eastpool, where they met with Hannah Murdoch, wife of the late Lord Commander. She presents Clive with a set of clothes that once belonged to his father. Land comprising the western reaches... yeah, I've read that before. A hamlet located in the eastern part of the Imperial province of Rosaria. It was once surrounded by fertile farmland, but the southward creep of the Blight eventually drove out most of the inhabitants. Goody. I've got one of each. I wonder what happens to water in the Blight. Does it just, like... This water's meant to have ether, so I have to imagine it either drains or is just, like, putrid. Torgal?
Torgal, what is it?
Pupy.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Come on.
Oh. Oh, Christ.
What happened here?
Imperials! You'll pay for this!
Ah! We've got a live one!
What are you doing here? Answer me! Stay down!
Remember
survivors!
Oh, I should know who that is. That voice sounded familiar. Doesn't last too long, does it? What?
It's over.
I was in a cutscene, dickhead.
It's over.
Is that it? Oh, actually, before I forget. Ooh. Limit break. Yep. What does mastery look like? Wait. But I already... Unable to change... Oh, while in combat. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Thought you could escape us, did you, Brandon? You were born a slave, and you'll die one!
Oh my... Bro, the lock-on in this is fucking garbage.
Juco dogs. They were innocent people.
God damn it. Oh my...
It's over.
God, I'm flubbing this so badly now since I changed the goddamn controls. Fuck you! Oh, you can't do that while... Can you not do the... Can you not do those abilities while in the air? I did not know that.
All must burn! The bearers and those who sheltered them. By Empress Annabella's command.
Cool.
My mother ordered this. Why?
Clive.
I know. It can wait.
Oh. Why? Why does it keep breaking the lock on, dude? I'm... I'm gonna fucking...
Not this time. Thank you, Jill. Too slow. Not this time.
Oh, what am I doing? I should have fucking devil triggered.
You lose.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Lady Hannah. You deserved so much better. All of these people did. Better than my mother.
We're too late. Gav. Clive.
Acting on the orders of the Duchess, eh? We knew East Pool was harbouring bearers. Thought they were safe enough hidden up here, but someone must have let slip. If they'd have only come to us sooner, none of this would have had to happen. Fuck!
My mother always did despise bearers. The way Father embraced them when the other nations spat on them as slaves. The way an accident of birth gave them a power that others lacked.
But why kill everyone? They meant no harm. They just wanted to be free.
This world judges that a crime punishable by death. Which is why we're going to change it. Gav, we want to help.
Thought you'd got your own stuff to be getting on with.
We do. But it can wait.
In that case, we should head back and tell Sid you've had a change of heart. He was always on it yet to join us.
All right.
And we'd best be quick. Last I heard, he was planning another excursion.
What about the villagers?
Aye. Can I leave yous lot to take care of things here?
Of course. We'll make sure they get a proper burial.
Thank you. All of you.
When you're ready, then.
Now, rats, lead me to your nest. Lord Kupka has a message for your leader. If only he knew where to send it.
Now, surely Gav would be decent at making sure we're not trapped, right? Surely.
To Sid Solar, then. We have a lot to discuss.
Nothing new there. Now that I'm actually free. Yippee! Cooldown of 120 seconds, Jesus. Mastery allows assignment to any icon. God, that's really expensive to upgrade too, holy shit. Ignition. Attack while charging, inflicting multiple hits. Wait, how does that... Oh, that's an ability. Oh, okay. By enemies also absorbing damage. Ooh. Oh, wait. Was there an upgrade for that and not a mastery? Increases number of hits, right? Oh, I see. So there's, like, multiple rings indicating, whether or not the thing is mastered and how many levels. Okay, that tracks. Because all of these have single rings, these have multiple. Adds a third limit break, adds a fourth limit break. Gauge. Yeah, I guess that would be more helpful.
Don't mind me. Just taking a quick breather, ain't I?
We can keep running. Or we can walk through this door.
This place is getting more crowded by the day.
I tell myself the bustle's a blessing. There'll be time enough for quiet contemplation when I'm dead. So, did you find the answers you were looking for?
I still don't know what to make of this gift, curse, or whatever it is I've been given. But there is one thing I can say for certain. I am a dominant, Ifrit. And there is nothing I can do to change that. It is a burden I must bear until my dying day.
Spoken true. Forgiveness and in turn salvation can only begin with acceptance. It's a path we all must walk, no matter how colourful our histories.
Sid, you once told me that you wanted to build a place where people could die on their own terms.
I did.
I've been thinking about that. Why not a place where people can live on their own terms? For 13 years, killing was all I knew. So obsessed with death that I never stopped to consider the lives of those around me. Lives that I see now were scarcely worth living. Be they bearers or beggars, most march blindly to their end, never realizing that they too deserve a choice. And I dare not turn a blind eye to their suffering any longer.
So, atonement then, is it?
That was the answer we found.
The only one we need.
I'll be expecting you both to pull your weight.
And we will.
Well then, with a sprinkle of fire and ice, this plan of mine might just work.
What trouble are you looking to get yourself into now?
The best kind. We're going to sneak into the Imperial capital and pay a visit to Mother.
Earlier, Oriflamme, the Holy Empire's Council of Elders, White Worm Lair.
And the last of our farmholds in the eastern provinces has succumbed to the blight.
Without their yield, we will be hard-pressed to fill the capital's granaries before winter.
If there is a capital by then, the black creeps closer as we speak.
And yet you do naught but bawl and bluster.
Your Radiance?
If it is fertile land the Empire requires, we need but look south.
If you mean the crystalline Dominion's holdings, we are bound by mutual accord. Theirs is a neutral state whose borders we are sworn to respect.
Gentlemen, did we swear to see our people starve?
Well, I really do think that...
The gates of Oriflamme buckle at the flood of those come seeking refuge from the blight. If there is not grain enough to feed those within our walls, how, pray tell, will we feed those without? But instead of setting your minds to riddles such as these, you lock horns with an enemy from across the sea, sending our soldiers to the slaughter in their thousands. The Empire bleeds, and you sit here prattling like crones in a tea house. And you fancy yourselves leaders of men. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. We are but their servants. If their land is being wrested away, it is our duty to claim new lands for them.
Your Radiance! You cannot mean a war of conquest.
That is exactly what I mean. It is time we expanded our dominion. This is the will of great Grieger.
There will be uproar. Then we must find a way to distract the citizenry.
But how much will that cost? And what of our legions? Shall we raise the furs?
Well, someone will have to contend with the Dalmex.
I will not keep you. You all have much to do.
Something wrong with the lighting on this bit here. It feels like his shadow is going through that arm of the chair or something.
Where is my son?
The Lord Prince is currently garrisoned at the Strait of Arthur. If it please you, I can send word requesting his immediate return to the Holy Capital.
That won't be necessary. Tell him instead to see to his wounds. Bahamut's strength will be needed again soon.
As you command.
There we go. Alright, yeah. I gotta remember to actually fucking do this when I'm a bit lost. Oriflamme, the capital of the Holy Empire's Sanbreque, located in northeastern Storm on a peninsula that dominates Oilerfeast Bay and is home to the mother crystal known as Drake's Head. All the Empire's major institutions are located here, including White Worm Castle, seat of the Holy Emperor and meeting place of the Cardinals. Strait of Arthur, the narrow channel to the north of the crystalline dominion that separates the continents of Storm and Ash, with Sanbreque to the west, Waloed to the east, and the Dominion to the south. Its shores are never short of soldiers for all political tension. Emperor of the Holy Empire of Sanbreque, who won his throne at least partly by virtue of his son, Dion, having awakened as the dominant of Bahamut. Firstborn son and loyal subject of Emperor Sylvestre, ruler of the Holy Empire of Sanbreque, as well as leader of the Empire's most elite fighting force, the Dragoons. Dion is also the dominant of Bahamut, Warden of Light. Oh. So there's the 6 elements and then light and dark? Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, Astral and Umbral. Yeah. And has often been called upon to summon his icon in defense of his countrymen. Most recently in the year of the realm 873, when Odin took to the field against them in the Battle of Belinus Tor. A nation occupying the northeastern reaches of the continent of Storm, with the great city of Oriflamme as its capital. Sanbreque is the realm's largest theocracy and home to the mother crystal Drake's Head. The empire is ruled by the Holy Emperor, the one true goddess made flesh according to the Gregorian faith, who is served unquestioningly by the sworn knights of the Blessed Dragon, known more commonly as the Dragoons. The Battle of Belinus Tor was a conflict fought between the Holy Empire of Sanbreque and the Kingdom of Waloed in the year 873. Having lost vital territory to Sanbrequois forces 8 years earlier in the Battle of the Twin Realms, the Waloeders launched an assault on the eponymous peak, looking to regain a foothold in the Imperial lands on the opposite side of the Strait of Arthur. Both sides fielded their icons, and in the ensuing showdown between Odin and Bahamut, an entire Sanbrequois legion was lost, and the Waloeders regained their outpost on Storm. That was a really cool sequence. It really didn't sell what actually was the result of that fight. Wow, glad I jumped in there. It was, the cutscene was almost over.
I must have misheard. You mean to tell me that the mother crystals are the reason the world is dying?
There it is.
Are you mad?
I have been called that on occasion, but no, not today. We've all seen it firsthand. Empty wastes where once were green meadows. Land drained so dry of its ether, not even the rats remained. But where was it all going? I spent years searching for an answer, until I saw it standing right in front of me. There, in the self-same crystals we look to for their so-called blessing.
Based on what?
Listen. Take this crystal. How does it allow us to conjure magics? Answer, by drawing ambient ether from the air.
Oh my god, they're based... So, relying on... Oh, shit. Right, so relying on the mother crystals at all means that the mother crystals start drawing ether from the land to actually... Yeah, to fuel their purposes. Enormously glassy mountains, 5 of which tower over the lands of Valisthea. Oh, only 5. Huh. They are the source of all the crystals that the people of the Twins rely on in their everyday lives. Not only that, but the lands surrounding them are rich with ether, making the magics the crystals cast even more potent. For these reasons, great nations have sprung up around each mother crystal, and have long warred with each other for possession of their blessings. Ether, the life force of the land and the source of all magic. The amount of ether a spell consumes depends on its strength, with those manifesting more potent forces over a wider area coming at a greater cost. Larger crystals can channel more ether than smaller ones, and thus can be used to cast more powerful magics. One might use a small ration shard to grill a fish, but would require a large municipal crystal to fire a blacksmith's forge. Why has Sid got a new thing? In his quest to create a world where bearers and dominants can die on their own terms, he unearthed a shocking truth, that the mother crystals were the cause of the all-consuming blight. He makes plans to see the mothers fall, that Valisthea and her people might be saved.
And where do these crystals come from?
That's easy. They're mine from the mother crystals.
They're one and the same. Although, admittedly, this here fits more easily in the pocket.
But the mother crystals are massive. Some as large as mountains.
So you see the problem. Imagine just how much ether can be drawn by something that size. As to where it's all going, mind, well, I can't know everything, can I?
We are taught that the mother crystals are divine. Their ether a gift from the heavens. For centuries, nations have fought and fallen for want of that gift. If what you say is true, how did no one else see it?
Who says they didn't? Maybe the truth was inconvenient.
Inconvenient to whom, exactly?
People ruling around the crystals?
The higher-ups? The gods themselves?
So now you want to do something about the crystals? And what? We're not helping bearers and dominants anymore.
I didn't say that. I made a promise and I intend to keep it. But if we continue down this path, there's only one fate that awaits the realm. And we can't very well set our people free if they're all lying dead in a blighted ditch. Not if we want to create a place where they can live on their own terms anyway. Sort of defeats the purpose. So, if we have to bring the old world crashing down in order to build us a new one, what say you? Are you with me?
I suppose it's about time I repaid your faith.
You could have just said aye. But it's nice to have you aboard all the same.
Alright.
What have I got myself into? I'm going to need more than a few potions for this.
Hey, Karen! I'm gonna take a quick break here just to get some more water and that. It's gonna be the last break of the stream. And then I guess we're preparing to overthrow everything. I'm back. I just realized I had the window open while I was streaming just then with the mic on, so apologies if there was a lot of background noise there. Alright. One last little stretch before we finish up for the night. Or for the day. And another side quest.
We're low on gig and toad oil and curial greens. Should I put an order in with Lady Karen?
There's work enough here for 100, and not nearly enough able bodies to see it all done. The Hideaway is lucky to have you and Jill.
Thank you, Tayo. There's 2 side quests.
Don't mind me. Just taking a quick breather, ain't I?
Wanted to send a message.
No, didn't get more from that. Sorry, chicken.
You've lost a letter. Nothing too important, I hope.
Not just a letter. I lost everything. There's a hole in my damn pack, and fool that I am, I didn't bloody notice.
Oh.
It can't be that bad, surely.
How could it be any worse? I'm a courier. I carry things. If I can't do my job right, then what am I good for? Nothing, that's what. I buggered it right up. That means no herbs for the infirmary, and no fresh meat for our cooking pots. Worst of all, that letter I lost? It was for Sid. A letter he's been waiting on for days.
Maybe if you retrace your steps.
I'd scour Storm from coast to coast if I could, but there are curse breakers in the field, counting on my arrival. No, I'll just have to own up to Otto and Sid. They're gonna skin me alive.
He'll be in trouble if I don't.
Fine. Tell me where to look.
Are you serious? Thank you.
It is kind of what I'm here
for. It sounds like the Hideaway could use those supplies. So, where should I start?
Gotan's bales, perhaps? I took a tumble in the bushes when I was passing through. There's a chance my pack might have caught on something. If you can find everything I dropped, you'll be doing us all a favor. And if you can find Sid's letter, you'll be saving my life.
If it's there, I'll find it.
Wonderful. Now, I have to run if I'm to make my next delivery in time. I trust you can find your way to Gotan's bales. Oh, and hurry, will you? Sid doesn't like to be kept waiting.
I'm sure he doesn't.
Something's stuck in my teeth.
The letter won't last very long out in the elements. I should make for Sambrek as soon as I can.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier. Didn't sound happy.
He's never this late. I can't help but fear the worst. Where are you, Randall?
Is everything all right?
Forgive me, young man. I was in a world of my own. I'm worried about my friend, you see. He left some time ago and hasn't returned. And you know what it's like out there for a bearer on his own.
Why leave the safety of the Hideaway?
For coin. Sad though it is, our need outweighs the risk. The Hideaway can't survive on goodwill alone. And though Karen does what she can, her coffers aren't bottomless. Wait. You were a soldier, were you not? In the Imperial Army?
I was.
Then might I ask a favour of you? I'm too old to be traipsing hither and yon. Will you go and find him for me?
I'll do what I can.
Oh, thank you.
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Randall, and I suspect you'll find him in Lost Wing. He's been working for Quinton, the tavern keeper. He'll know something, I'm sure.
I'll speak to him.
Safe travels, my friend. And thank you again.
No problem, buddy. Oh yeah, so both out there. Cool. Hi, Karen.
So what God's forsaken corner of the realm is Sid dragging you off to this time?
Oriflamme.
The Holy Capital. And what business would you lot have in... On second thoughts, I don't want to know.
Don't fucking tell me I'll likely just... What? Nope. Done. Heatwave cooldown. Pretty sure we've already had that come up before. Ooh. Lionheart Tonic. Gradually fills limit break gauge for 30 seconds. It is said that one's own limits are made to be broken, but that doing so is easier said than done. Fortunately, there are ways of convincing the mind that such improbable feats are not only possible, but readily within reach. This tonic being one of them.
Speaking of Oriflamme, I hear the trading routes leading south have seen more than double the usual traffic. If you ask me, summat foul's brewing. And it ain't Tyre's borbile tea. Oh, just go and see Otto, will ya?
All right.
Get out of me damn face, Clive. Had enough of you. Especially if you're not gonna buy nothing.
Go on, then.
No, she doesn't have things, materials to buy, which is kind of a shame.
Make it quick. What do you want?
What do you want? Ooh. You need a storm cry? Oh, interesting. So you just slowly upgrade an icon blade. That's cool.
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
They're all worse, and yeah, they're all worse.
Anything else?
I have to remember not to sell the epic ones then, because they might be important for something. Ooh. Oh, Jesus, okay.
Take a seat, Clive.
Clive, was it?
I didn't realize the graphics were actually culling that much, but evidently they are. What happens if I, like, leave the room and then come back? Does it, like, try to re-render them and... Oh, yeah. That's a shame. What are my settings at the moment? Since it's late in the day, I might just use this time to be a bit more... Oh, we went Ultra and then... We could drop the... We drop both of those specifically. Failure to focus on all colors to the same point. Is that not... I feel like that might create more problems, honestly. Frame rates at 60, yeah, okay. I don't know if that's necessarily gonna buy me enough power to render that bit properly, but yeah. Whatever. It's fine.
So you're really going through with it? Sid's been talking about bringing down a mother crystal since I've known him. But that's all it's ever been. Talk.
He's convinced it's the right thing to do. We'll be leaving for the capital shortly.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better moment. Seems the hiding the Royalists gave him wasn't enough to dampen old Sylvester's spirits. His legions are on the march again, this time due south.
Another war.
All as the great Grieger wills it. Bloodthirsty little miss, that one. But it's God's for you, innit? Still, might work to our advantage on this occasion. Wars breed chaos. On the front lines, and at home. With a fair wind behind them, a handful of like-minded ne'er-do-wells could melt into the back alleys of Oriflamme. No trouble. It's making it to the capital that's the problem.
The checkpoint.
That's right. Anyone travelling in or out of Oriflamme has to go through Northreach. Lucky for you, I might just know of a way.
This?
Well, no, not that. That gets you an audience with the Dame. And it's the Dame who'll see you safely through Northreach. I'll send the Stolas in the morning. Let her know you're coming. We go way back. And she's a true friend of the cause. I'm sure you'll get on like a house on fire.
That's good of you, but who is this dame, and where will I find her?
She's the proud proprietress of Northreach's foremost house of ill repute, the Vale. And she's quite a woman, if you know what I mean.
A woman? Right.
Don't go blinding her with your charm now, lad. I'll be expecting a full report when you get back.
Alliant reports? Alliant reports are now available for viewing by speaking to Gort at the Alliant report counter in the Hideaway's mess. These reports, compiled by the Cursebreakers, contain information on quests currently available across Valisthea. Okay.
I suppose that's everything. Now to find Gav.
Oh, you're the new lad, aren't you? Goat at your service.
Goat.
Well, at the Hideaway service, anyway. Otto's put me in charge of reading through the reports sent in by our allies and picking out any problems that might warrant the attention of the Cursebreakers. Or any other willing volunteers. And there's no shortage of problems, I can tell you. Or maybe I don't have to. I'll warrant a strapping lad like you's got people begging him for help wherever you go. Anyway, if you're ever interested in taking a look over the list, just say the word. Reckon you could probably tick off the odd thing here and there. They say little acts of kindness are their own reward. But if that ain't enough, these have got proper bounties on them and all.
Sure.
Here you go.
Use Goat's Alliant reports to not only find new quests around Valisthea, but also travel immediately to the obelisk waypoint nearest the location. So... okay.
Think you can help?
Could I not see these on the map? I can. So I can see them on the map, but this just gives you another way to look at them then? Huh. That's kind of cute. That's light. That must be Shadow then. Well, I mean, maybe that's Shadow? It could be Levin. Now I'm wondering, like, what other primals are actually going to be there. I know there's, what? Ifrit, Phoenix, Titan, Odin, Ramu, Bahamut. But there's none of water, and I have to assume Odin's of darkness, perhaps? Maybe we'll just polish off a lot of these side quests and go from there.
Do you need any help, Miss Molly?
I don't know.
In fact,
I'll barking at his lot earlier. Sound happy.
I'll do that before I talk to Gav, because I don't know if Gav's going to send us off on the actual MSQ, and I don't know if we're going to get locked out of stuff again, so probably best to actually do them now. I appreciate they've got a system that just, like, tells you, hey, this is all the quests you can do right now and in the different regions. But they also just show them on the world map as well. Like, you've just got multiple options. You want to look at the world map to do them? Sure. You want to look at just a fucking list of all of them? Here's a list of all of them. It gets introduced in a very strange way in terms of that, in terms of it, being a new system, but realistically it's just like ultimately a collection of those. Oh. Jeez, he's dropped a shitload of things.
The courier said his pack might have split while he was passing through the bales. I better keep my eyes open.
Oh. Retrieve sack.
Good. Looks like I'm in the right area.
Hello?
More of the lost supplies.
Wasn't charging when I did that originally.
I doubt he could have fit much more in his pack. Still no sign of Sid's letter, though. We've come this far. Might as well ask around.
Oh.
A little overdressed to be picking grapes, aren't you? Are you here for Master Quentin?
I'm looking for a letter someone dropped nearby. And I suppose you've seen it.
Can't say I have, sorry.
Well, if you do...
Wait, I did pass a dog with something in its mouth a little while back. Could have been a piece of paper. No idea if it was your letter, but you never know.
Which way did it go?
Towards Lostwing? Seemed well looked after to me. Dare say someone there's been feeding it.
To the village, then. Thank you.
I already had the quest marker, but... Huh. Interesting. Oh no, sorry, the other one is, the number 1 quest, not number 2. So I had to talk to that lady to get the rest of it.
It's looking to be a fine harvest this year.
God, I really wish you could run in towns. It's annoying that they put, like, essentially a sprint function, but, like, it doesn't really do anything. Hi.
Puppy. It seems we have our culprit. Sorry, boy. Someone's waiting for this. He's waited long enough already. Hopefully this will keep our courier out of trouble.
Oh, I can't pet the dog.
A whole day on the line and they're still not dry.
0 out of 10. What the fuck is that?
Master Quentin will never forgive me if I don't save that crop. I want no trouble.
Bro, do you know who I am?
Wait, that's... Ah, glory to Grieger. You were the hanged man. I took you for a rogue. If you're a friend of Master Quentin's, then perhaps you'll help me. His vineyard, Lostwing's pride and joy, has been beset by a plague of giant wasps.
Oh, lovely.
And you need someone to solve your pest problem.
I do indeed. I've never seen them so far from the forest, nor so mean, for that matter. I suppose the smell's got them worked up. And little wonder. This'll be the finest crop we've ever known if the fiends don't eat it first. I tried chasing them off myself, but they won't flee from the likes of me. And if I don't bring those grapes in for pressing soon, Master Quentin will have my guts for garters. You
I haven't
look
heard
like
that
you can
phrase
handle
in a
blade of
long
yours.
ass
Will you
time.
put it to use for a comrade in need? Please. Rid us of these wasps so I can be about my business.
All right. I'll see to it.
Oh, thank you. You'll find them over at Gotan's Bales on the edge of town. And hurry, Lostwing needs those grapes.
Oh, sorry, Jill. Oh. The mysteries of vinification. While some winemakers will remove the skins of the grape after pressing, leaving both skin and seeds in the juice to commingle creates a must that is better suited for extended aging, ultimately resulting in a more refined wine. Then, once the wine calms and settles sufficiently, the skins are removed, and the must is then transferred to wooden barrels of oak or chestnut, which, by allowing air to leach into the wine, impart deepened levels of complexity, introducing rich aromas and improving texture, all while lessening bitterness. Fucking alcohol making and alcohol making is just fucking alchemy. I'm convinced. Yes, we're gonna go that way.
Ah, if it isn't Sid's young protege. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm looking for a bearer called Randall. I hear he's been coming to you for work. He was expected back at the hideaway some time ago. A friend of his asked me to check on him.
Randall, you say? The porter? Yes, I know him. And I can't say I'm surprised if he has been delayed. I gave him enough to do. Though, thinking about it, he should probably have been back by now.
I'll go and look for him. Where was he headed?
He was to meet an associate of mine to the south of here, on Lorbert's Pass. I do hope nothing's happened to him. Be sure to let me know, Clive.
Alright. Back south we go for that. Do I pick up the fourth quest? Yeah, might as well.
But how did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing up to the vineyard to see them?
Elaine?
Ah, you're Sid's man, if I'm not mistaken. Couldn't trouble you for some assistance, could I?
That depends. What do you need?
Some new bearers from Oriflamme just arrived, and it cost Master Quinton a pretty penny to convince their owner to part with them. Man must have been a bloody tyrant. Can't get a peep out of them, try as I might.
They're probably terrified of you.
You're probably right. Dare say it'd take a bearer like yourself to open them up. So, will you have a word with them? Help them settle in?
Welcoming committee.
I can try.
That'll do me. Tell them they're safe, and that if they need anything, they just have to ask.
I'll let them know.
Appreciate it. They're sitting over there, taking a long overdue breather, looks like.
A simple quest then. Just talk to the people.
So you're the new arrivals. Is there anything I can get you? You're safe here. They don't punish people like us for speaking our minds.
Truly. I'm hungry. My sister too, we're starving.
Wait here. I'll fetch you something from the tavern.
Thank you.
I won't be long. You stay here and rest.
Don't tell me.
turnips for supper. That'll be enough for today. We don't need you risking the curse for a barrel of shad.
Oh, you got anything for me, sir?
What can I interest you in today?
Oh, you sold out immediately.
Good day.
Sun's setting fast. They'll all be back from the vineyard soon. Can I have another?
I'll have 2 plates of whatever you're serving.
Sorry. We've enough mouths of our own to feed without tending to the wants of outsiders.
It's not for me. It's for some new arrivals.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't see the mark. So you're a comrade. Well, in that case, you may have whatever you require. Take all the bread and wine you want.
That's really all it takes. One look at the innkeeper's mark.
Of course it is. I do as Master Quinton commands, as do we all. And Master Quinton commands that none of his favoured guests be left wanting. Well, don't keep our new comrades waiting. Take what you need and see that they eat their fill. You'll find bread and wine on the counter. If you need more, just say the word.
Bread and wine. Hopefully this will be enough.
Probably famished. I reckon they'd be probably filled by it. God. Really says something that, like... And you know what? I do appreciate...
That bearer spoke to a master.
What manner of place is this?
I do like... It's one thing for, like, slavery to exist, and obviously a lot of people, kind of, obviously taking issue with that, right? I do kind of appreciate that there's an actual middle ground who feel like they're doing the right thing by treating their slaves well. If that makes sense. Like, actually, hold on, let me open the map. What was her name again? Martha, that's right. Martha's a little different because she's, like, essentially trying to get people out of it, but she can only afford to really take people that are long gone. But, like, there's a lot of places that are like, oh, yeah, like, we treat our slaves really well. And, like, not much else is said beyond that. Or there's not much, like, thought of, like, oh, well, actually, this might be wrong to have them, or to treat them like this and that. It would have been really easy for it to have just, like, diametrically opposed. But, like, that being said, I do feel like they need to be careful about the way they actually do that. Because, you can get into situations where most of the solutions to all of this are usually just getting them out of bad slave master places instead of, like, you know, getting them good, like, actually freeing them and shit like that. I'm curious if they're going to use, like, that middle ground to actually examine kind of what's going on or not. Because it'd be a shame to just, like, kind of completely dismiss it, you know? Oh, you have to put Flames of Rebirth into one of these. Guess I could probably do Scarlet Cyclone. Or get rid of Scarlet Cyclone. It's, like, got a little bit more range, but ultimately I feel like Wicked Wheel I'd like a bit more. I didn't actually think about equipping that last time, but... Yep. I'm a dummy. What can I say?
Yeah. Bread and wine from the tavern.
While the loaf is slightly stale and the wine somewhat watered down, it will serve to fill an empty belly.
May we? Truly? Such plenty. Never in all my days.
Brother, this place is like a dream. We sat and no one shouted. We ate and more was offered.
I know. I can't believe it.
You're free now. And the next time you're hungry, you need only ask to be fed.
Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Well, actually, I suppose, now that I think about it, I think the only place that was actually neutral, or that had that middle ground between no slavery and slavery, was, and treat your slaves like garbage. I feel like the only place that was like that was actually Rosaria, so maybe that middle ground doesn't exist anymore. Because you've got Sid's place, you've got Martha, who, well, yeah, she's not really dealing with the bearers that can, go around and actively do things. Then you've got places like here that... I don't know, it's a little in... I'm a little in the dark on if this is, like, totally, So what I'm looking for here. It's unclear to me if this is, like, super... Well, as, egalitarian as Sid's, hideout. Because we do have to keep up appearances, and some of the bearers are, like, yeah... Like, there was the...
What happens to us now, brother?
Nothing bad, I promise. Not ever again. Tell me,
turnips for supper again.
Unless you'd rather have gazelle greens.
Because, like, when we passed these two before... I'm pretty sure that is a bearer, but, like, you know... maybe I missed it. Maybe I need to look through it again. But I can't remember off the top of my head whether the bearers are treated like people here. Because obviously, like, Sid has some...
How did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing off to the vineyard to see the lad? There were purple handprints all over her skirts.
Thank you, ma'am. Where's number 3? Oh, return the missing items to Glenn in the hideaway. Right, okay. Now we're out to the field for the last two. Yeah, like, maybe I missed it, but I'm not sure, like, in between the Empire, Rosaria, and Sid's, where, Lost... Fuck it. Lostwing. I don't remember where Lostwing sits in that. I get the feeling it's far more closer to Sid, but... just based on how the bearers are being kind of worked at the moment, it doesn't seem like it's distinct enough from Rosaria? Actually, real quick, is there a button for that? For that fucking sprint bit? Cycle icons, lock on... Let's see, reset camera... fade... Move... Yeah.
That must be the vineyard. A few wasps shouldn't give me too much trouble.
Oh my god. Oh no, that does the DMC for, like, momentum, jump momentum shit. Oh no. Oh, that's... Oh no. I might need... honestly, I might need to lab a little bit in this game.
Looks like that was the last of them. I better let Quentin's man know.
It's probably a good thing they have a limit on it, honestly, because, like, otherwise it'd just be, like, otherwise it would just be fucking infinite, airtime shenanigans, which clearly they're not going for, so... Which is understandable, like, you don't necessarily need to have no ceiling, or barely a ceiling, like in, DMC, for example. Is it quicker to... No, you kind of have to walk past there anyway to hand off the thing. Yeah, right.
Don't tell me. Turnips for supper.
I'm not getting that dialogue from the bearer again. But we have to hear about turnips every time we pass.
Those wasps won't be interfering with your harvest anymore.
Oh, thank you. Master Quentin would have had my head if I'd lost the crop. I'd say you've earned a reward. Our Gotand Rouge fetches a handsome price among the rich and powerful of the realm. We use that money to keep our comrades fed and imperial wolves from our door. The vineyards were Master Quentin's idea. He wanted to give bearers a place to work, a place where they'd be safe.
Well, he certainly seems to have done that here. I'm glad I could help.
I'll see that he hears of your kindness. And once this vintage is ripe for drinking, there'll be a glass or two raised in your honor.
Dying on the vine. Thank you, Emil. Ooh, what is that? Oh, it's just a bin in here.
Bet you'd like to see what's behind that door, wouldn't you? Well, not on my watch.
Oh. Righto, ma'am. Alright. Left. Around. Hello? Clive, run, please. You know, I will say one thing I kind of wish there was a bit more of, just kind of walking around town and stuff like that. I wish there was a bit more banter with, Jill. Even just, like, idle lines. Because at the moment, it really just doesn't feel like she's even here, besides, like, getting into battle. Which is kind of a shame, because, you know, she is a character, she's really close to Clive, and it would be neat to have some, like, offhand dialogue here and there. That could absolutely get annoying, to be fair, but at the same time, like, I feel like you could give it something.
Hanged man. Thank the gods. You're one of us. We were attacked. Beastmen on the road. Randall knew he didn't play the hero, but reckless sod insisted on drawing him off.
Where did this happen?
Further down the road. In the clearing. Please. You have to see that he's safe.
I'll do what I can. You go back to Lost Wing and tell Quentin what happened. Goblins. Why am I not surprised?
Too slow. Stay down. Finished.
You missed me, bitch. Hang on. You.
Not this time.
Okay, that wasn't quite as good as including the abilities, so...
Not this time.
Oh my god. You can parry that?
That's it.
Shit, okay, I need to try parrying more. Holy shit. That's sick if I can actually get it off consistently. Ooh, bone necklace. Very little rhyme and even less reason went into the creation of this ghastly neck ornament. The bones strung along its crude twine, most likely belonging to those unfortunate enough to meet its maker. Nice. Oh no. Well, shit.
Sorry, Randall. Looks like I was too late. He doesn't deserve to rot by the roadside. I'll speak to Quentin.
Probably easier to do this, I think.
That'll be enough for today.
But how did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing off to the vineyard to see the lad?
Bad news, Quentin.
Ah, there you are. My man told me what happened. And? I can't help but notice you're alone. Damn it. I feared as much.
He's not far from the South Gate. I trust you'll do right by him.
Of course. I'll send someone right away. I knew he was brave, though I didn't know he was reckless. Poor fool.
And you known him long?
A while. I liked the fact that he didn't shy away from dangerous work, and he liked what I paid.
Because it helped keep the hideaway afloat.
I'll tell Sid what happened here. I expect he'll be none too pleased to learn of Randall's fate. And I suppose you're none too happy either. For your trouble.
Yippee. I'll take a meteorite. Alright. We're done here then, so... We'll go back to the hideaway, return that quest, and then actually go through the, Alliant record and see how that works.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier. Didn't sound happy.
Maybe I should just own up to what Owen said. Well, there you are. I just got back to the hideaway and thankfully Otto hasn't seen me yet. I don't suppose you,
Found the things you dropped. I did.
I was so sure they'd be gone. And the letter?
Only a little worse for wear.
Supplies intended for delivery to the hideaway by the clumsy courier Glenn, lost on the road due to an unfortunately placed hole in his pack. A letter intended for delivery to the hideaway by the clumsy... Okay. Didn't even... Could have been a little bit of a different description there, lads. Come on.
No more skulking about in the shadows for me, then. And all thanks to you. Losing those supplies was one thing, but if Sid had found out about that letter...
Is it about Cursebreaker business?
If only. It's from his daughter. She's off studying in Canver.
Sid
fuck? All that keeps Sid sane while she's away.
You never mentioned a daughter.
Well, he's a busy man. And thanks to you, he won't be wasting his time smiting careless couriers with levin bolts. So I'd say you did us both a service. Here. For your troubles. If there's anything you're wanting from Sid, today's the day. He'll be sweet as honey once he gets his hands on this.
Well... I will say the quest complete music is a bit understated. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, like... You can compare it to 14 in the quest accept and complete music, and yeah, there's a big difference between both of those. But when you do a more bombastic one, you have more chances of that kind of being annoying to people. Not necessarily...
giving us a hand?
Not necessarily genuinely bad, but... Well, the cat's away. Yeah. Oh, it even gives you a little bit of a... It doesn't really tell you much, though, because it just tells you gil, which, like, yeah, sure, you can tell me about the amount of gil I might get from it, but, like, there's also experience and ability points and then just random stuff you'd get. Honestly, it would be really cool if it told you what you could get, so you could be like, you look at, so, rather than just getting all of the quests, you can use that record to say, okay, which one of these will give me a thing that I'm looking for, and then you can kind of prioritize them from there. That would give it, like, a little bit of a unique thing to it, other than just, like, going around and picking up any quest you can.
Tavern. It's done for.
Oh?
I've seen your face before. You're a friend of Martha's. Help us, I beg you.
Help you with what?
Bandits in the Golden Stables. They're waving their swords around. I think they're gonna kill someone.
Oh, Jesus.
When I saw what was happening, I slipped out the back. I should have stayed, but... Oh, please help them.
Alright.
Alright. I'll see to your problem.
Thank you.
How many were there?
I was out of the door too fast to count. They looked a nasty bunch, though. Be careful in there, all right?
They're in the inn? What the fuck is going on? That's kind of nuts. Also, that's an interesting thing to do here, is just like, hey, here's an optional quest to turn the inn room into a battlefield for you.
Ha! Golden Stables my ass. All Martha's hiding back here is coppers.
Oi.
Oh, that's a fine sword, friend. Heavy, though, I expect. What say we relieve you of it?
Don't make me burn down Martha's establishment, you pieces of shit.
I want that blade.
Let's get this over with.
Damn. Pathetic.
I'll be keeping my blade, thank you.
There he is! The hero of the Golden Stables!
People will think twice about pushing us around again, thanks to you. We're lucky you were nearby. No good cowards wouldn't have dared set foot in the place if I'd been here, of course.
But you weren't. I thought you told me you had someone watching the place.
The Blood Axes keep an eye on the tavern, yeah. When they're not busy keeping the peace, that is. I've spread them as thin as they'll go. The Empire might be in charge, but that don't mean they care to keep us safe. If it weren't for the Blood Axes and me, merchants won't come near these lands for fear of what might happen to them.
I see. Then you do Rosaria a great service.
Just as you did today. You're a useful man to have around. Here.
And there'll be a mug of something tasty waiting for you whenever you next stop by.
Right, we've got work to do for to make this place presentable. You best be going before I arm you with a mop.
Wait a minute, is that scorch marks in the corner near the hearth over there? Clave, what the fuck? We're leaving. Jill, now.
There he is, the man of the hour.
Yeah?
You're the one who saw off the bandits, aren't you? Martha was singing your praises. Takes a brave man to march into danger out of the goodness of his heart. You have my respect.
Did we get the quest complete music?
Salute.
Oh, what is it they say? Old habits die hard. I trust you won't be reporting me to the Viceroy. If we'd had a few more like you about, perhaps the Rosfields might still... Listen to me rambling on. Thank you again, and, take care of yourself.
That voice sounds familiar. Well, you know what? I think we might wrap it up here then. Actually, there was some new stock.
Oh, do.
Gaia Blade. Sold out a meteorite. Oh. A lot more music. Yeah, I'm not gonna sell Invictus. Not gonna sell those. Not gonna sell any of those. Honestly, I could probably, like, sell excess potions for a little bit more gil. Because I'm almost always gonna come across more.
Take care out there, eh?
But I don't quite know how they get, spread out amongst areas well enough, though, so could be a bit risky. Hang on, let's...
Make sure you're aiming that at the fish there, son.
I've got
Keep them nice and
lump
fresh.
for potatoes, crisp carrots.
Lalafell. No, not really. Let's find a good vista to end things off with. Oh, there's out near the ladder over here. That'll be a good... Give us a good view of the land. Yeah, here we go. That's nice. Yeah, so I think we're gonna finish up here for today. Yeah, like, the MSQ is probably gonna bring us back to something that's gonna take a while, so... Best end it here and start off with something big tomorrow. And yeah, we've got more 16 tomorrow, same time, hopefully the same duration. Yeah, so I think the big thing today really was just getting to the point that we fully resolved all the stuff I knew about from the 14 crossover. And yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that event, now that I think about it. The information it gave us was, like, a bit too much, in my opinion, because, like, it essentially meant that there was an entire stream where, an hour in, it established a mystery, and the 8 hours I played through, I already knew the answer to it, right? There was no real mystery to it, because I had played the event. I knew the answer, and I was just waiting for the game to get to it. And it was belaboring the point a bit much. Now, granted, I don't think... Well, I mean, there was a lot of motivation that... There was a little bit more there in terms of the game, like, using that to explore Clive's character. So it's not like the end of the world, but I still don't really like it. Yeah. I don't know how long the game is again. It's really gonna depend. Like, if that was like an not even Act 1 finished kind of thing, and it feels like it's not even Act 1 finished. Like, it feels like we haven't even finished the first act, honestly. Well, I mean, we might have finished it with Garuda, or a little bit further on from there, when, like, when Benedicta's head got to Hugo. That might have honestly been the start of Act 2, but... yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and my opinion's probably going to change as I go through the game, and probably the longer the game goes, the less I'll probably care, ultimately. Because, as much as I do think it's really silly to make that hook go, the hook is there for people who aren't bought in necessarily, right? They might have bought the game, but they may not actually end up finishing it, and the hook is there to kind of draw people in. So, like, and to continue playing it. So, in one sense, like, it's not really needed for me, because I'm here for the long haul. Like, I played it, I'm playing it on stream, like, I'm gonna finish it. But, yeah, it still means that there's a significant part of the narrative that they're trying to sell that is just ultimately falling on deaf ears, because I know how it resolves in some way. And granted, they did hide things, so, like, at least I got to that moment and there was still... I got to the accept the truth moment and there was still stuff for me there. Because it wasn't just the fact that he ends up being Ifrit, it was also the semi-prime thing. But yeah, gameplay is cooking. The narrative, I feel like I'm probably gonna start enjoying the narrative a lot more now that I'm a little bit, like, actually in the dark. And there are a lot of questions that come up, like, who sent Benedicta's head to Hugo? That sure seems like it wouldn't be something smart to do if you're in Sid's position and trying to protect all the bearers under your watch, but then he is also trying to kill all the Mother Crystals, so, like, would he instigate war to get that done? He might have. I wouldn't put it past Sid. Ultimately, he is, Benedicta, and the king... were, like, all showed to be pretty, like, conniving. But we haven't seen Sid do something conniving yet. So far, he's been, like, pretty straightforward and all that. Not that Sid has to be not that, but, it'd be an interesting turn to his character if actually he was willing to go to pretty shitty lengths now that he had someone like Jill and Clive under his, on his side to try and push things. He might have even seen the battle with Garuda and the fact that Clive was Ifrit and gone like, okay, it's time to start pointing at the WrestleMania sign. We're gonna fucking kill all of the Dominant, or we're gonna try and instigate battle with the Dominants so we can get to the Mother Crystals, so they're easy to get to. But then, I don't know why, like, if he knew that Hugo is probably going to launch an attack, or try to at least, or that he'd be more incentivized to do that, why would we be going to the capital? Because I'm pretty sure if we go to the capital now, if the map is anything to go by, I'm assuming Hugo is down the south, near where that, like, earthen ether highlight on the map is. So it'd be coming up from the south, and we're going in the opposite direction. But if it wasn't Sid, then who the fuck was it? Because, like, all of the all of the cohort were killed, the ensuing thing with Garuda would have crushed and killed anyone nearby that wasn't like a dominant. And I suppose people would be looking in there afterwards, so they'd eventually... So, you know, if you went to explore what the fuck happened with that huge storm, you'd eventually find Benedicta's body. But then, the person who found it must know about Sid and know Hugo to send it via courier and say it was from Sid. Yeah. Newest Girl was absolutely right. Like, if Game of Thrones was still in the forefront of everyone's minds, I think everyone would be digging this kind of setup, because we've got a lot of messy war and relationships with nations going on right now. And like there isn't really a good or bad side or a like chaos or order side necessarily. Like almost every single nation has their own distinct thing they're trying to go for. Like, actually, wait. Were the Waloods... Was Benedicta part of the Waloods? Because that means they would have had Odin... Well, I suppose what the king is probably Odin, right? So they had Odin and Garuda. They had Odin, Garuda, and Ramu when Sid was there. Then you've got Bahamut for the Empire. You had Shiva for the Iron Blood. You had Phoenix for Rosaria. And obviously Ifrit happened. And then Hugo was aligned with Benedicta to some degree? I wonder if they're just under the auspices of the Waloods or something like that. Oh yeah, because if the Empire is coming from the north, and they're looking to enter, or they're looking to gain things south and east, it might be that the Waloods are to the south, perhaps? Or maybe they're... Hang on. What the fuck is happening to... Okay, controller's being a bit weird. You know, don't worry about it. Yeah, because that's the Empire right there. I suppose we don't really know... I kind of wish we had labels for the nations, despite the fact that we hadn't visited there before. It'd kind of contextualize the conflict a bit, because when they're talking about heading south, like, obviously they're heading down here, but is this Walood? Is this, where all of that fighting has already been? Yeah. Unsure. And then there's New Zealand. Because of course. Oh, no. They were talking about this area here, so this must be Walood, perhaps. Which would make sense, because that's like the darkness. That looks like a darknessy crystal, which would line up with Odin. But then, what is this here? Is there a Leviathan? I hope there's a Leviathan. That'd be cool. But yeah. Anyway, I've been rambling enough for speculation in that. So we're going to play more of this tomorrow, same time. I don't know if there's going to be much other streams during the week, because I'll probably... like, I'll be back at work, and there's going to be some catching up to do, so I might just be fucking exhausted. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, on the weekend at the very least, we're going to be going back to Paranormal Site. Things are popping off there, and then we're going to be continuing Dual Destinies. I hope the rest of the game is not sandpaper narratively. Yeah. I don't think, oh, I'd have to have Chrome up to actually see, if anyone's streaming. Hopefully the game doesn't choke out. Oh, yeah, there's only one other person here. Yeah, we'll just call it here then. Cool. Alright, so, thank you very much for watching. Next time.